Everyone thinks New York's richest live in Manhattan penthouses and Hamptons mansions. That's the story they want people to believe. But the truth is simple. They moved. They slipped into 12 hidden places most New Yorkers have never heard of. Here's the part that will shock you. In the last 10 years, East Coast billionaires quietly left the public spotlight. They relocated to towns where privacy is the main rule and money buys silence, not attention. Some of these places are 40 minutes from Manhattan. Others are across the country, but all of them are nothing like the Hamptons. This is where the real story begins. The Hamptons became a place for showing off, for photos, for public wealth. But the true elite wanted the opposite. Quiet roads, private gates, zero crowds, and neighbors with the same level of money. And once you see where they actually went, you'll understand how billionaires think about power. Now the stakes get higher. These 12 locations stretch from Connecticut to North Carolina to Wyoming mountain estates that look like scenes from another world. Each one reveals a secret rule of America's richest families. Stay with this video, because what you discover next will change how you see New York wealth forever. It started with a simple picture most people carry in their heads. New York's richest living in Manhattan penthouses and Hamptons mansions. Everyone accepted it. Everyone believed it. But that picture was never the full truth. Over the last 10 years, the real elite began doing something quiet. They moved away from the places people expect. They chose private towns where almost no one can find them. They traded fame for silence and space. And this shift changed everything. The Hamptons had become too public, too crowded, too easy to access. Anyone with $10 million could show up and pretend to be wealthy. But the true billionaires needed something different. They needed privacy, control, and no cameras. That's when the move began. These families picked 12 hidden locations made for quiet living. Places with low taxes, private roads, and zero outsiders. Places where economic diversity doesn't exist at all. These towns were built to keep wealth unseen, and most New Yorkers don't even know these places exist. The richest spend less than 20% of their time in New York. Their real lives happen far away from the spotlight. They live where nobody watches and nobody questions. And the first hidden enclave is only 45 minutes from Manhattan. Greenwich, Connecticut is the first place that will shock you. This town is where New York's richest hide in plain sight. Steve Cohen, Ray Dalio, and Brad Jacobs all live here. And their presence alone can change everything you think about New York wealth. The area called the Golden Triangle will blow your mind. Most people living there are worth over $50 million, not total income, personal net worth. Even the smallest estates start at $2 million, and that is considered normal. This is a town built for billionaires, not families. A gated community in Greenwich means the entire town feels gated. Almost 1/3 of all office buildings belong to hedge fund companies. People here can live, work, and socialize without meeting a single normal income person. It's a private country disguised as a town. Big firms like Citadel, Bridgewater, and Point72 operate here every day. Some residents walk from their $30 million home straight into a billion-dollar headquarters. Many hide behind LLCs, trusts, and private security, keeping their names invisible. This level of privacy would shock most New Yorkers. And the estates? Round Hill and North Greenwich hit $85 million with ease. And Conyers Farm is a 1,500-acre private world inside an already private town. Greenwich's wealth stacked on top of wealth. But another enclave, just minutes away, takes exclusivity even further. Darien's Great Island is the place that will shock you the moment you hear about it. This spot makes Greenwich look open and easy. It is a gated peninsula where only the richest can enter, and the homes here will blow your mind. Every estate has 360-degree ocean views. Many have private coves that feel like their own personal islands. You are not buying a house here. You are buying land that most people will never even see. This is privacy at a level that can change everything you think about wealth. In 2023, one mansion sold for $85 million. That sale became one of the top 7 most expensive home deals in the entire country. Even for the Connecticut Gold Coast, these prices are extreme. Great Island is exclusivity turned into geography. The area is naturally hidden because it is a peninsula, not a normal street. People move here for isolation, not attention. They are rich enough to live next to Greenwich without needing Greenwich's social world. That alone tells you how high the wealth level is here. One wealth manager said, "Darien is where you go when Greenwich feels too crowded." Because Great Island is not a neighborhood. It is a private world, a place where money buys space, distance, and silence. And for old money families, the next location goes even deeper. Bar Harbor is the place that will shock you if you think all rich people want attention. This is where old money goes to hide from the world. Families who came here in the 1920s still come here today. Nothing changed except the price. This is not new money looking for year-round homes. This is generational wealth on a summer schedule. They arrive in June, stay a few quiet months, and leave by Labor Day. This routine never changes, and that alone will blow your mind. In 1947, huge fires burned down many old Rockefeller and Vanderbilt mansions. That loss created artificial scarcity, so the few homes left now cost tens of millions. And the social rules here are even more expensive. Locals say, Bar Harbor doesn't care how rich you are. It cares how long your family has been here. A new billionaire can buy a $10 million house, but they still won't get into the right clubs. That is the real power structure here. And yes, the hypocrisy is real. These same billionaires fund Acadia National Park while building private homes right above it. They talk about nature, then helicopter in for only 3 months. But this is only one escape path, because New York billionaires also needed places they could use all year. The Hudson Valley is the place that will shock you if you think rich people want the city life forever. This is the anti-Manhattan escape, where billionaires go to play farmer. But the farms here cost millions, not pennies. Even the organic tomatoes can cost $15 each. Rhinebeck gives them old town charm with FDR's Hyde Park close by. It gives their country home a little political history and a lot of status. Millbrook gives them giant estates, horse trails, and full polo fields. Old money hobbies are now used by new money billionaires. Locals joke that the Hudson Valley is where rich people go to pretend they're living simple lives. They host 200 guest dinner parties on giant lawns and talk about balance and wine. Almost everyone here owns 2 or more horses, and every visit ends with a $100 bottle of weekday wine. Huge zoning rules keep the land protected. No crowded neighborhoods, no big buildings, just massive estates spread across massive acres. Some homes even date back to the 1800s Vanderbilt era, which will blow your mind. They look historic, but they cost a fortune to repair every year. But weekend farm life wasn't enough, because coastal billionaires still wanted places that match their old money dream worlds. Newport is the place that will shock you if you think old money is gone. This town keeps America's Gilded Age alive through 1915 mansions that billionaires keep rebuilding. Every repair costs so much that even the architects complain about it. Steven Schwartzman paid $43 million for 2 mansions, then spent $7 million more just to fix them. Larry Ellison took it even further. He bought 4 properties and turned them into one giant estate block. His renovation budget passed $100 million, and the staff costs alone can blow your mind. These places aren't homes. They are museum houses that need full-time teams to stay standing. The New York Yacht Club and Coasters Harbor Yacht Club still use old 19th century rules. Even the membership fees cost more than most people make in a year. Locals say, Newport is where old money performs old money. The history is real, but keeping it alive costs more than most people will earn in their lifetime. Here's the wild twist. Billionaires even sell tour tickets so other rich people can walk through their mansions. August is packed with tennis events and preservation galas that are really business meetings in disguise. But even this level of luxury wasn't enough, because the next billionaire hotspot offered something even stronger than status: massive tax savings. Palm Beach is the place that will shock you when you learn why New York's richest run here every winter. This town works as a tax haven, and changing your residency to Florida can save millions every year. Homes on Billionaires Row often cost more than $100 million, and the people buying them are the same people who once lived in Manhattan penthouses. Here is where things get crazy. Ken Griffin bought multiple properties for a total of $238 million, knocked them down, and built a 50,000 square foot private home. One home even has a secret underground tunnel that connects to private beach cabanas. Yes, a tunnel just to avoid crossing a public street. That is the level of privacy power here. Palm Beach also has a full social system built for elite networking. Mar-a-Lago membership costs over $200,000 just to join. Then you pay yearly fees on top of that. This is where billionaires mix business, politics, and charity all in one place. But here comes the twist that will blow your mind. Most billionaires claim Florida residency to avoid taxes, but they still spend 8 months a year in their real homes somewhere else. Palm Beach gives them tax savings and visibility, but the next locations give them something even stronger: total invisibility. Biltmore Forest is the richest neighborhood in North Carolina, but most people have never heard its name. It has only 580 gated homes, and that quiet life is exactly what the residents want. No crowds, no attention, just privacy. This place uses the opposite strategy of Greenwich. The people here are so rich they do not need to show it. The community began with the old Vanderbilt family, but today it is filled with California tech billionaires who wanted big land, low taxes, and mountain views. They came here because one estate costs the same as a condo in the Bay Area. Here is the part that will blow your mind. Property taxes average only $7,000 a year, which is shockingly low for people living in multi-million-dollar homes. There are no strip malls, no chain stores, and no busy roads. The town removes anything that shows normal life. Local agents say, Biltmore Forest is where you go when you're rich enough to not need recognition. There are no yacht clubs, no charity galas, and no social events. Just huge homes on huge land, where everyone assumes their neighbors are even richer. But the story doesn't end in the mountains, because winter pushed billionaires to a new kind of escape. Deserts, low taxes, and golf under endless sun. Paradise Valley has become the winter home for New York and East Coast billionaires who decided that January in Manhattan is optional. The median home price sits around $4.8 million in a state where most people think $500,000 is high. That price gap says everything. Every year from January to March, hedge fund bosses and finance giants fly into the Phoenix area. They follow a simple pattern: live in the Northeast during spring and fall, then escape to the desert the moment winter hits. It's a rotation system, almost like billionaires changing clothes for a new season. The estates here sit under Camelback Mountain and Mummy Mountain, giving a desert look that feels nothing like the Connecticut mansions they left behind. And the wellness setup will shock you. Scottsdale's $100 million upgrades and luxury villas attract people who travel with personal trainers, nutritionists, and meditation coaches. Locals say New York money comes here to reset. 3 months of golf, spa retreats, and quiet life. Then back to Manhattan like nothing happened. The extreme heat for half the year keeps these homes as secondary properties, not full-time mansions. But even the desert wasn't enough. The final level of billionaire living needed something rarer. Real wilderness and real isolation. Jackson Hole pulls in New York billionaires who want real wilderness but still want luxury. The county has only 20,000 people, yet it made $1.6 billion in real estate sales. That level of money would shock most small nations. A recent sale hit $57 million for one 11-bedroom home. Buyers came for Wyoming's tax perks and total isolation near Grand Teton and Yellowstone. You can't build more land here. 97% is public, making every mansion rare. In Aspen, the median home is $10 million, and Snowmass is the cheap option at under $5 million. Rich families treat Colorado homes as status tools, not primary houses. Then there's Telluride, the final level of privacy. A box canyon 2.5 hours from anywhere, acting like a natural fortress. Locals say Telluride is where serious money goes to disappear. The new Four Seasons residences show how far the rich will go for isolation with luxury. Unlike Aspen's look at me crowd, Telluride attracts people who want quiet, not cameras. And here's the truth: the richest don't live where you expect. They live where almost no one knows to look. The richest New Yorkers left the penthouses in Hamptons long ago. They chose places where privacy, space, and power matter more than being seen. Real wealth doesn't need crowds. It builds hidden towns, quiet gates, and private mountains. So here's the real shock. The rich don't live in famous places. They live in places you never see. New York billionaires now live across a hidden network of places. They use Greenwich for work, Palm Beach for taxes, Jackson Hole for nature, and Biltmore Forest for total privacy. These spots are not just homes. They show the real power map of America. If this opened your eyes to where the rich really live, subscribe for more secrets about elite communities. Which place shocked you most? Biltmore Forest, Darien, or Telluride? Tell me where you would live if money did not matter.